welcome guys to another episode. It's very windy, but I'm standing at South Point, so the most southerly tip of mainland Australia. So we've been up to the top, we've been up to Cape York, 3,180 k's away, and we've stood by a sign just like this one on the northern tip, and now it's time to do the southern tip. So let's get into this episode. Right, so we're just at the start point and we're waiting for the shuttle bus from the overnight camping car park to take us up to the start point. Yeah, so this is the one that we're on. So 9:05, the bus should come and that'll take us up to the Telegraph Saddle car park, and that's the start of the trek. So I've just noticed this, which is a bit annoying. This bus to the Telegraph Saddle track car park only operates on the weekends and it's closed off, so you've got no other choice. You can't leave your car up in the car park. You've got to use the bus, which means today I'll be fine because it's Sunday, but tomorrow when I come back, this bus isn't going to be operating, so I'm going to have to walk back down to here, which it's only 10 minutes driving time, so I presume it's only a few k's, but just be mindful of that in summer. If you do this on a Sunday like I am, you're going to be walking further tomorrow, which is a bit annoying. See you guys. So I'm at the junction now, I think it's called the junction. So I've just done the first 6.1 kilometres from the car park, so it's got 2 hours on there, but it took me an hour and 15, so this is my first stop. And then, so the campsite, just looking at the other sign over there, that's another, so Roaring Meg campsite, that's where I'm staying tonight. That's another 6.1 kilometres. 2.5 hours, so it's obviously a little bit steeper than what I've just done. And then South Point's another hour or so beyond that, so I'm going to set up, then I'll go and do the southerly tip after I've set up camp. So there's loads of people on the track, so this is the first time I've done a solo hike, so I was a little bit apprehensive this morning on my own, but there's plenty of people about. So it's mainly a fire trail up to this point, mainly downhill, so it's going to be a bit of a slog out tomorrow, but it's not too steep, so it should be alright. So yeah, I'll have a morning tea here and then I'll start making my way over towards the campground. So we're at Halfway Hut. I presume that's the halfway mark between the car park and South Point, I presume. So I'm currently on the toughest part of the track at the moment. Well, so far anyway. From Halfway Hut it's pretty much all uphill. And I've been slogging away for quite a few minutes now. So yeah, the pack's starting to feel a bit heavy now. But we'll keep plodding on. I think we're nearly at the top of that bit. It's probably flatter than it looks on the GoPro, but I'm pretty much out of breath now. Right, we seem to be at the spur bit at the top. Might take a breather here, have a drink. Now I'm really hoping that this time is the top, because we were nowhere near the top last time when I took the breather. So hopefully that's it. All right, let's see what the sign says. Right, so you can go two ways to the campground Royal Meg. We can either go through there, which is the walking track, it's a bit longer, or we can go this way via the vehicle track. So 45 minutes. So does that mean it's steeper? I don't know. It's quicker, but is it steeper? I think we'll go this way. Right, so it looks like we're at Royal Meg. I'm going to stop the watch there. So it's 3 hours 10. Yeah, have a look. South Point's another hour away. Where are we going to go? It's a cool spot through here. Yeah, this will do. Got a couple of cheekies for one I've done in celebration. That's the camp set up. Right, let's set the stopwatch again. So 3 hours 10. Here we go. South Point. But it's awesome, and it's not, I didn't find it that easy, I'm not going to lie, but God, it feels good to be here. So welcome to the most southerly point of mainland Australia. I'm going to enjoy the moment for 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to start the hike back up. Well, that's two of the points done. We just got east and west now, so maybe we do that as a trip. I have sort of thought about that. Byron Bay is a steep point. It's funny actually, this is not the first time I've tried to do this trip. We were actually down here 6 months ago with the caravan, and I stupidly thought that it might be like Cape York or like Steep Point or Byron Bay, where you can drive to it, but you can't. I'll just roll some clips from that trip just to explain a bit more. All right, so just got up, first night Tidal River, nice relaxing sleep. Bit of a stuff up today, and I feel a little bit silly about this because the whole point of coming down here was to go down to South Point, which is the southerly most tip of mainland Australia. And I just assumed that you could drive there. You can drive to Cape York, you can drive to Byron Bay, you can drive to Steep Point, and I assumed also that you can drive to South Point. And I'd even put it in sort of Google Maps before I came, and this is where you've got to be careful with Google Maps, I suppose, just to check the distance, and it looked like it was about an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. So I just checked again yesterday just to see whether it was a four-wheel drive track and whether we need to take any recovery gear or anything in the troopy. and I realised that you actually can't drive to it. You can drive to the top of it, and then it's a 15-kilometre hike in and out. So it doesn't look like we're going to be going to Steep Point on this trip, but that's okay because we're still at Wilson's Prom, and it is an epic spot. And I'm just down by the river now. Definitely be in worse spots, so that's okay. There's always another time. We'll come back, I think, and do a hike trip. All right, so we'll start making our way back up. I'm pretty cooked now, I'm not gonna lie. But it's funny though, like when I went up north to Cape York, we had some amazing sunsets at Weipa. So being on the east coast, you don't often get obviously sunsets on the east coast, but because it's a peninsula up there, Weipa's on the west coast, we got some amazing sunsets up there. And I was greeted to the same spectacle last night. So I got to Tidal River yesterday to do this hike today, and sure enough, peninsula again and an epic sunset again. So look, I'm going to make my way back up the mountain now, back to the campground. I'm probably not going to film a lot more because no one wants to just see me huffing and puffing. It's quite an uphill slog now, but yeah, I might check in again once we get to camp, unless there's anything interesting on the way. So hopefully we'll see you back at camp. You can't do a mission like that without a reward, a warm reward, but it's still a reward. So I did bring a couple of Coopers because it's really not to. So cheers, I think I deserve it. Oh, I'm stiff now. So all up, that walk from the Telegraph Saddle car park down to South Point is just under 16k, so about 15.7 I think it is. And I didn't find it easy, I'm not going to lie. The first 6k's to the junction point where I first had the break, that was easy. It's mainly downhill. And then it went up that climb, which kept going on and on and on. Yeah, and that was pretty tough. And yeah, I'm just not a hiker, I suppose. It's not something I do, so I didn't find it that easy. Dinner time. So if you saw the last episode, I was trialing a cold soaking techniques in prep for this trip actually, because I didn't want to bring a stove, and it worked. So tonight I've got this block of cheddar cheese. So this is not the stuff that you get in the fridge, so this is the really highly processed stuff that's on the shelf. And then the couscous, like I did before. So the cold soaked couscous, that worked pretty well. So it was just to keep this trip as lightweight as possible. So there's no stove, no cooking on this trip. So what I did before, I just cold soaked the couscous. Took about, well, I left it for an hour. It might be quicker than that, but we'll see tonight. But it's essentially just couscous. I just got it in this container. Actually, I might try and do the whole packet because that's all I've got. And then yeah, just cold soaked with water. So you're supposed to, as I said, if you saw the other episode, you are supposed to add boiling water, but this seemed to work, just adding some water and then just leaving it. So that's my dinner tonight. So it's only been about 20-25 minutes. Ooh, it looks good. Looks like it's already ready. Ooh, that does look good. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Now it's ready. Right, here we go. It's not too bad. Oh dear. Yeah, it's like laughing cow. Alright, so we're in the tent. There's not a whole heap of room in this tent, I've got the bag next to me there. It's only like a 1.5 man tent, but it is ideal for this type of stuff because it's pretty lightweight. But I am absolutely cooked. It's only 10 to 7. Haven't been to bed this early for a long time. It's still daylight, as you can see. But I'm absolutely whacked, and I'm bored as well. There's not much, there's nowhere to sit. And being on my own, I'm a bit bored. I've been here for sort of 3 hours now, so I'm just going to go to bed, and yeah, we'll just get up in the morning and pack down and then head back to Tidal River. So breakfast, I've got a pre-made up breakfast, which is, it's oats, it's nuts, it's all sorts, chia seeds, all sorts of stuff. But the beauty about this is, and I have tested this at home, it's actually pretty good eating. Because it's got dried milk in it, you just add water and that's all you do. And I can eat it straight out of here, so it is quite good. It's ideal for this type of stuff. So I'm not going to eat that now. I'm going to let that, probably needs a bit more water. I'm going to walk the first bit of the hike up to the helicopter pad, and then I'll have this up there. But this is actually really good. So if you are interested in the ingredients, I might just link a shorts up in the top corner, and that shows you how to make it. Right, so we're just on our way again. The old legs are stiff this morning, especially the hips. Look, I'm not going to film much on the way back unless I see something interesting, but I will reconvene at breakfast time, so we'll see you at the helipad. So I opted not to go to the helipad in the end. I've gone past it, quite a way past it actually. It was too windy up because it was right on the top of the hill, too cold, so I've come back down. I stopped here yesterday actually on the way up. Oh, that's a welcome sight. Back at the car park. Unfortunately now though, I've got to walk back down the road instead of on the bus, but oh well. So I'm almost back now. It's just gone 11:30, so about 26 hours all up, so just under 35 kilometers. Yeah, and I'm pretty cooked, but I'm gonna leave it here. This is the end of the episode, so if you do want to do South Point, hopefully you get something out of this video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate that, because it's always good for people to get to the end of the video. So once I get back to the car, I've got another night in Tidal River. I'm not going to do anything this afternoon, just a relaxing one. Lots of reading, lots of eating, probably a bit of a sleep, and then I'll hit the road back home tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, bullers.